Hello everyone and welcome to the last building slash apartment here on my series of Nordhaven shops. I made this shell, it has 4 buildings and I finished the outside of it. And then I decided to decorate them one by one. But that shell is already on the gallery if you would like to download it and furnish it. And of course, if you shared it on the gallery, I would be very happy to see your versions of it. And I also plan on doing a tour of them in the channel at some point. So you have some time to tackle this shell. There's the link down in the description, or if you want to find it by searching for my ID, that's Veranio, and that should be on screen. And also there's a hashtag which I would like you to use to tag your build so that I can find it and I can tour it. Or if you wouldn't want me to tour it, you can also just let me know that you just want to share it. But anyway, this is going to be a candy shop, and I thought that it would be nice to have some posters there in the front and just a bench so that you can maybe eat your candy outside. There's also some limited seating inside. Mostly I just wanted to have some displays and I really wanted to use this beautiful wallpaper. This one is from Lovestruck and I actually used it in 2 different swatches. I really love this swatch, but there's also a pink one which I also think is really cute. And I am using the tile from the Cozy Bistro kit. I knew that I wanted to use these display cases from the new Businesses and Hobbies pack, but they are the early purchase rewards, which is a sad thing really, because they are so beautiful and they really fit this idea of bakeries or candy shops or that sort of thing. And besides them, I decided to have some plants. They are from Growing Together and they just sort of reminded me of an ice cream cone, so I decided to go with them. And I wanted to use the candy from Businesses and Hobbies, but also the candy from Lovestruck. This is the romantic candy boxes that you can get. I added them slotted to the normal slots, so that your Sims could buy them. But also some of them are just floating freely, so maybe as they sell you can actually substitute them with some real candy. I made sure to have the candy machine and everything in here. And that's that other seating that I was mentioning. It has a small table next to it. That's the table that matches the plants that I was using. And here I made a sort of display case for the candy. I am using these shells from the Blooming Rooms kit and I think they're really nice. I liked the yellow color that they have, and if you flip them around you get these like acrylic finish, and I just have them above a dresser from high school years. And I wanted to have an awning just so that it looked a little bit more finished, and that shadow was really bothering me because this awning is a bit too big. So what I did was that I attached it to the stairs that are on the other side of the wall, and that I think worked really nicely. I also made sure I found a way to have some better lighting in there, so you won't see it here, but you will in the screenshots. I just added some outdoor lights that were really bright, and so that looks less like it's in the shadows and stuff. And I added a bar. At first I was going to have it be non-functional and have that the bar stool be on the way, so because I really wanted it to look more like that's where you actually do the checkout and buy stuff. But I decided to have it more to the side so that you can also serve some sweet drinks maybe. There's also a fountain in there, so it could be like for chocolate strawberries. And that's why I also decided to have a phone in there. And that like sculpture, I was thinking it might be some sort of branding for this shop. So yeah, I thought that looked decent, better than a desk. I did try a desk, but I cut that out. And then here on this candy display, I decided to have some of these marbles from Forent. I think it would also look really nice if you had some of the candy that you can actually craft. But yeah, I thought that the marbles looked nice, and I actually saw that idea on a different video. I'm going to have it linked down in the description because I can't remember the name of it, but it was a very nice candy store, so yeah, I did get some inspiration from it. But now we're in that kitchen section where we're going to have the candy machine as well as a mixer and just normal kitchen appliances. I decided to use the new fridge, the one from the restoration workshop kit and the new coffee maker. And I thought that it looked nicest with these counters and cabinets from the base game. I had actually used these first on the bakery, but I did actually go back and change those. You might have seen me do that on a short or somewhere else maybe. But I will also give you a full tour of this build, the way that it is finished. And it is also going to be available on the gallery with my furnishings. But yeah, I really like that kitchen. I added everything that I thought might be useful and some clutter as well. And then I'm going back to this other section and just adding some lollipops and stuff. I really liked how the candy from Paranormal slots really well to the shelves that I was using. Those are from Life and Death. So I really thought that this was cute, and I have lollipops on one side and these I forget what these are called, cotton candy on the other side. Yeah, I think that's what they're called. And now we're back in the kitchen, just adding some more clutter, some tile from the sleek bathroom kit, which had this perfect pink that really matched everything that I was using. And I just made sure to arrange all of this clutter in a way that made sense while still leaving some blank space for you to actually do some cooking. And I think I used a fair bit of the modern lux kit. So I have the curtains in here, but I also have some other objects upstairs. And I thought that having this marble table next to the door made perfect sense for this. And this curved or arched mirror looks a lot like the motifs on the wallpaper, which I thought was really cool. And I knew that I wanted to have some plants in here, so I have that hanging plant, which I might have used in a bunch of places in this build actually, because it's just so good and so simple. My grandmother has a few of those, so it made sense for me to have it as a repeat item. I also had a trash can and alarms and everything, so that your Sims should be safe, because I think that every outside door needs one of these. So I have one in the front and one in the back. And I also thought that it would be nice to have some of the ceramics craftables from Businesses and Hobbies. I was using a lot of pink here, so that's what I went for. And I got this really beautiful table with a marble top, and I am using the Cozy Bistro Kit chairs in the pink swatch. And I thought that it would make more sense to have the roses as a table decoration. Oh, and I also thought that it was nice to have some cookies in here. That's an actual functional object, so yeah, I thought that was nice, and maybe they got them from the bakery or from the cafe that is next door. I also have a flower shop, so I think that this is a very nice place where you could live. You could have your Sims. I would have them all in the same household, and they would each have their own business. They can run it, and maybe they could purchase like some flower arrangements from the flower shop or some food from the bakery. And I just think that's such a cool idea for having a more realistic sort of neighborhood. But yeah, now we're upstairs. This is what the floor plan is going to be. There's a bathroom that is accessible from the main area. Maybe I could have had that door on the other side, and I think that would have made a lot of sense as well. But yeah, I just, for some reason, I decided not to have it inside the bedroom. But you could totally do that if you wanted to. It might even be better. I also wanted to have a fireplace, and I added the I forget what these are called, arrange wood or that sort of thing. I sized it down, and I think that it looks sort of decent. It doesn't look the best, but given that this is short wall height and I was using medium wall height, I think that this is a good solution for that, and it doesn't look too weird. But yeah, this is going to be the living room. I have a TV. I have this nice little table. I tried using it in some different swatches, but I thought that this one was by far the best. And I again added some of these really beautiful plants. I also have this decor to the max chair, which came with that side table, and I am using these pillows from the Modern Lux kit. The frame TV is also from there, and the curtains are once again from the Modern Lux kit, which I think really worked well in here. The colors were perfect with that really beautiful wallpaper. I am not going to get tired of this wallpaper anytime soon, I think. It has some really beautiful swatches, which I would still like to use somewhere. But yeah, I added the rug from that same kit, and then I also wanted to have this couch from Life and Death, which looks really modern and beautiful. And I am adding this pink stuff, this coffee table from Love Struck, the lamp from High School Years, and I think that all of these objects really complement each other. I also decided to have some like fireplace tools in here because I always think that's realistic. I've never had a fireplace, and I don't think I've ever stayed in a place that had one, like a real one. So what do I know? But it always feels like the safe thing to do. And I added these Art Deco sort of lamps in here. A lot of this is what the game considers to be Art Deco, so I was really happy with how it came out and how every one of these houses has a very different style. I think that this is like a renovated building that is actually really, really old. So maybe it got its renovations at different points in time, and maybe some of them are more modern and they have like exposed brick. But this one is a bit more on the older side, and that's why it has those that stair railing, which is like really decorated and really like intricate. On this wall, I decided that it would be nice to have an office and some space for books. I also added a record player because that felt important to me. I really like radios in The Sims. I know that they can be annoying, but I relate to those kinds of things, so I'm always listening to music. So yeah, it made sense to me, and I am adding some more decoration that fits this vibe and the color of this place, as well as some stuff from the Comfy Gamer kit, which is some really nice office clutter. And I got a matching table to the one that is downstairs from Life and Death, and that's that vinyl player that I was mentioning. I think it's really cute, and I know that's maybe not the best place for it, and I have no idea where this sim would keep their records, but I think it's still cute, and I think that it still sort of makes sense. And I also thought that it was really nice to add the hard books into this bookshelf. And I think then I just got a plant or something in here just to have some more decoration. No, I actually added the organizer, and the plant is on the desk. I eventually finished cluttering up this desk, and I think we should be moving into the bathroom soon. I was originally planning to have a very light pink bathroom, but something about that didn't entirely convince me, so I decided to go with a sort of red or darker pink instead. But I used the same wallpaper that I was planning to use, which is this one from Cozy Bistro, and it has the matching tiles, so that was really perfect. I thought that it was looking very like washed out, but it also happened to match exactly with some of these plumbing from Life and Death, so I decided to take that opportunity and to use that kind of thing here in the bathroom. And I think it came out really cute. I am also using a very antique and expensive toilet, and the mirror from Lovestruck, which comes in a perfect gold swatch. It also has a red one that is kind of metallic, but I thought that this one was a lot more fitting. And yeah, I decided to actually go for the most expensive toilet in the game. And I added some cluttering here. I have a cabinet from Horse Ranch, which also came in this beautiful swatch. It's like a wine sort of color. And I also liked having the incense in there. That can actually cause a fire, so maybe don't light it if you're scared of fires in The Sims. There's a fire alarm in here, so I guess it wouldn't be too catastrophic. And I decided to add some towels into that cabinet. These are from the sleek bathroom kit, as well as this lamp that I am adding in. I think I ended up adding it in a couple of places, and I also wanted to have some of the decorations, such as this towel rack, which I might have changed the swatch of, the loofah and stuff that I added into the shower. And for some very strange reason, the sink doesn't actually have any slots, so I had to do this the old way and just add something for soap, maybe hand cream, some toothbrushes, and then I added this same rug from the Modern Lux kit that I had in the living room. Oh, and I also decided to have a pink bathrobe just because the door was still pink, and I thought that it would look better if there was something else in a similar color in this room. But yeah, here in the bedroom, I decided to go with this beautiful moon pattern from the Crystal Creations stuff pack, which is one that I really liked. I really like the style of it. It looks so vintage and beautiful, and I use it all the time in different spaces, even if it's just a couple of objects. But I also decided to add those lamps, which are also early purchase stuff. They are really beautiful. They match with this bed from my school years. And I also thought that it looked really nice to have the gallery wall from the Bella Goth kit. I got the bookcase also from that kit, not the secret door though, but I did get the vanity and the jewelry box, and just the standard mirror and a closet. I really like this wardrobe. It's also from high school years and it has a very nice pink swatch. And I could have had this vanity in pink, but I decided against that because it had, I think, some gray accents and that really wasn't fitting with the vibe that I was going for. I just added some more clutter into it, a small lamp, and I didn't go with the original chair because I had already used it in the bakery for some outdoor seating. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it and you're considering to try out this shell. I had a really great time decorating it and coming up with different concepts for each business and each apartment. So I hope that you will too. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye everyone!